We're approaching the summit. You guys ready for this? Are you ready for the summit views? Oh yeah. Wow. Look at that. Hello friends. Today I'm hiking, hopefully to the top of a local mountain here. Haven't been up here in 6 or 7 years. And I've never camped up here. I've just done it as a day hike. So I'm hoping to camp right on the top of the mountain. The views up there are pretty incredible. And I've always wanted to camp right at the summit of a mountain, but I haven't done it yet. So hopefully today's the day. There might be some snow left up there, which could be a bit of a challenge. But I brought a little shovel in case we gotta move some snow around. We got perfect weather for it. Hardly a cloud in the sky, and it's only 20, 21 degrees up here. Probably a little cooler up near the top. Pretty excited. It's a nice trail, pretty secluded. I don't know if I've ever actually seen anybody else hiking on this trail when I've been on it, but yeah, it's gonna be a great day. Stick around, let's see what happens. So I'm only 20 minutes into this hike and I already see snow down there in the bush. We have a long ways to go and a lot more elevation to climb. So that makes me a little nervous about how much snow we might end up getting into. Just for reference, it's June 5th today, which is pretty late in the year to be running into this kind of snow at this elevation. But hey, that's why they call it an adventure. Yeah, I've reached the first of the snow on the trail. Oh boy. So I've just come to the lake. This lake's pretty stunning. How amazing is this? So that is basically where we're gonna end up. The top of that mountain right there. And we're gonna end up coming up the backside of that ridge. We're gonna basically follow a trail that follows that ridge. Comes out over here. I'm gonna take this opportunity to refill my water bottle. Don't know where the next available water is gonna be. Another shout out to the wife for getting me this sweet Life Straw water bottle that has a trout on it. If you haven't seen one of these, it's got the water filter built right in. You just scoop it into whatever water you want, and then you suck it out. Just filters it on the go. Really cool. So you just unscrew the lid. Filter comes out with it. Take your water bottle, scoop it into your water body of choice, filter back in, screw the lid on, away you go. Drinkable water from probably almost anywhere. This is just a beautiful spot. This bald eagle landed in a tree over there on the other side of the lake. And as much as I could sit here, spend all day at the side of this little lake, we gotta get moving. We gotta get up there. We gotta get to the top. Onward and upward. We've hit the steep section now. And it just keeps getting steeper. Whew. I brought a little 6-inch folding saw, you know, in case I ran across anything that fell across the trail. But I don't think it's gonna cut it for that. So this is where things get interesting. I've just been hiking along, hardly any snow on this section of the trail. little patches of it here and there in the woods. And then I just come to a wall of it that's 4 feet deep. So it looks like this might be my trail from now on. I'm not sure if the snow's gonna end at some point and we can walk on the regular trail again. But right now I'm probably on 5 or 6 feet of snow. Our progress has slowed considerably. Quite a ways up the mountain now. And I'm on a real defined ridge, but there's so much snow it's even higher than the trail markers in some places. So it's hard to follow the trail markers. There's one right here to my right. But I don't want to get too far off trail just because of the terrain up here. If you end up on a squirrely part of the ridge or something, you can have trouble getting back onto it or getting back onto the main trail. So I'm just trying to go real slow through here and make sure I can find the markers, or at least stay right on top of the ridge. Somebody else's old melted in footprints here. So at least one other person thought this was the right way to go. I got lucky in the sense that the snow was pretty good for walking on. I'm not post-holing through, falling in up to my waist anywhere. I was a little worried about that. We're on the home stretch. That's the goal. That's the summit of the mountain right there. But we got to wrap around it over there to the left and then go up that ridge. And that's our campsite. And I got to try and find some water. I only have my drinking bottle with me. I don't have enough water for cooking or for drinking tomorrow or anything. And I didn't want to have to pack 10 pounds of water too far up. Oh, hey, look at that, a pond, just as I say that. A beautiful alpine pond. I wasn't sure if that would be frozen over or non-existent at this time of year, but that's perfect. I'm gonna fill up here. I'm probably less than a half hour to the top from here. Yeah, let's stop for a little water break. Sometimes it's nice to stop and filter some water, you know. Give your legs a break that have been hiking up the mountain for hours. Give those lazy arms a workout that haven't been doing anything. Whoa! Yeah, that's what I was afraid of. A snowbank collapsing. Not that my foot wasn't already wet from hiking in the snow, but you know. Taking a soaker in the ice pond isn't exactly pleasant. Probably going to be my last chance to get water without having to melt snow. I'm going to drink myself silly. Fill up all my containers. Hopefully I don't have to hike back down here at all. All right, I'm excited. We're on the home stretch here. I'd say less than 30 minutes to the top of the mountain. I got my water, so I don't have to worry about that. The snow's in good shape. Easy to walk on. Hopefully I don't have to dig down through 10 feet of it to set up my tent. I'll figure something out. On to the top. I got myself off of the trail. Mind you, I was just following old footprints in the snow. The trail markers kind of disappeared a long time ago. So now I'm just heading in the general direction of the top of the mountain, up this ridge. I know the trail's not far from me. Just a man hiking up a mountain with his bag of water. Hey, this looks like a trail. Oh, trail markers. Ah! This is the hard way. But it wouldn't be one of my videos if we didn't do at least a little bushwhacking, right? Okay, we're approaching the summit. You guys ready for this? Are you ready for the summit views? I know I am. Oh yeah. Wow. Look at that. It probably doesn't look nearly as impressive on camera as it does in person, but I hope it does it at least a little bit of justice. Wow. Look at that. So my stats for this hike up here, according to my Garmin watch, we did 2,288 feet of elevation gain. Took me 2 hours and 25 minutes and about 4.2 kilometers from the truck. Not bad. I cheated a little bit with the drive. This hike formally starts on the main logging road up the valley and is about twice as long as that. But there's a gate on a spur road, and if the gate's open, you can drive up. You can cut off about half the hike. So I cheated. But I'm getting over a cold, so, you know, I feel like I'm allowed to cheat a little bit. It was worth it. I'd cheat again. And I'm half starving to death. So I'm gonna have a snack. And I'm gonna figure out where I can set up a tent up here, make camp. Pretty stoked. Our visibility up here is slowly deteriorating. There's smoke blowing in from the north, northeast, from some wildfires. Don't know exactly which ones. Could be from Alberta, could be from northern BC. But it's real hazy over there. And as you get over this way towards the ocean, it gets clearer. So we're going to enjoy these views while we can. I don't know how long they'll last. So I've scoured the mountaintop, and I think this is going to be the best place to put my tent. It's surprisingly flat. It's not a very big flat spot. It's probably exactly the size of like my sleeping pad. As long as I can get the tent configured so that my pad is on this flat spot, should be pretty good. The tent I brought on this trip is my little one-man backpacking tent that I've lovingly dubbed the Bearito. Me and the Bearito have been through a lot. It's a good tent. As you can see, she's not big or glamorous. She's lightweight and she keeps the bugs out. And I love her. She is a loyal tent. I brought my -7 down bag for this trip. Might be overkill, but it probably cools down pretty good at this elevation at nighttime. It's 5 o'clock now. Got the tent set up. Just having a little wander, seeing what's over here. Oh yeah. Yeah, you don't want to fall down there. There's the pond way down there that I got my water from earlier. So I'd like to have a fire up here tonight. Saw some reasonable firewood not too far away on my hike in, so I can go collect a little bit of it. The trees up here have a pretty short growing season because of how long the snow hangs around. They don't grow very fast. So I definitely don't want to cut anything that's live or even has live growth coming out of the bottom of it. I'm making sure I just cut dead stuff. It's totally dead. I'll show you what I mean. Even this little tree, it's only 3 inches in diameter. If you look at those rings in there, I don't know if you can count them all, but those rings are like a millimeter apart. This tiny little tree. I mean, it might even be 100 years old. There's so many rings in there. And that's as big as it got in that time. 50 to 100 years anyways, I would say. Very slow growing up here. Don't want to hurt the live ones. Well, I got myself a pretty good little pile of firewood. Definitely be enough to last me the night. But these flies got so bad that I had to put a bug screen on. This is the first time I've ever had to wear one. It's not bad. More comfortable than I thought it would be. More comfortable than getting bitten non-stop by these little flies. So now I don't have much to do for the next little bit. Just kind of waiting for the sun to start to go down. Then I'll make a fire. Get everything else set up. Guess I'll make dinner in an hour or something. But for now, I'm just relaxing and enjoying the sweet view. Decided to make myself an afternoon coffee. It's gonna start chilling down pretty good up here. It's already cooled off quite a bit. So that smoke I was talking about earlier that we could see, that I thought was coming from farther away, I think is actually much closer. You can see now in a valley, I don't know if you guys can see it, right in this valley is pretty thick smoke just kind of rolling out of there, and it's really hanging around that area. It's not spreading out. So I don't think that smoke blowing in from the big wildfires north and east of here, I think that's a local fire. Probably a new one. It's about 8 o'clock. Gonna make my dinner now. I found this today at the grocery store. I've never seen this before, never had it. You just shake, add hot water, stir, and enjoy. I like the sounds of that. Sounds easy. It was cheap. I love pesto. Let's give it a try. It's actually a product of Italy, apparently. Now, the wind has kicked up and blown off all those flies, so I got to take the net off, which is nice. So I'm going to try and start a fire now, have my dinner around a nice little campfire. Felt like this was a good spot to have a fire. Someone's had one here before, obviously. And it's solid bedrock, so it's pretty safe. I'm gonna try the flint and steel method again that I've been working at and learning a little bit. Getting tips from some of the viewers. Thanks for all the tips, everyone. Just using my little cheese grater style tinderbox again. Go. Got a nice full tinder box there. So some of you guys told me the first time I was trying to do this, I wasn't peeling any shavings off of this ferro rod into my tinder. And some of you kind viewers advised me that I should be doing that. And I did do that a couple of times before and it worked really well, but I'm going to do that again. Thanks for the tip. There it goes. my pesto pasta. Not bad. Not amazing. Very edible. This is what it's all about. I've always wanted to see the sunset from the top of a mountain. That's pretty awesome. So one of the nice things about there still being so much snow around is when it's time to put the fire out, I can just grab a few handfuls of snow and dump it on there. That worked. So I'm going to try a time-lapse video on this camera. I've never done it before. Hopefully it turns out. No guarantees. You won't see it in the video if it doesn't. The smoke has really blown in from that forest fire. And it's probably gonna ruin my morning view unless that wind really shifts overnight. The wind started blowing in hard from the north and it's just funneled all that smoke in here. So hopefully it turns around and blows it all back out. But it's gonna be bedtime for me here pretty soon. So I'll see you guys in the morning.
It's very windy on the top of this mountain. It can go away anytime.
Good morning. Can you hear the wind? It was doing that all night. As soon as I went to bed, it just started ripping. And it just went like that all night. It was so loud I could barely sleep. I probably only slept for 3 hours in total or something like that. It wasn't much. The smoke blew out of here. The smoke that had rolled in last night before I went to bed seemed to blow back out. So this is my morning view that I woke up to. Which was a nice surprise. I was sure I was going to be smoked out. So I can see if I can pack up in this wind. I'm a little worried about being able to roll up my tent and stuff. Might just have to cram it in my backpack, I'm not sure. But get packed up, hopefully be able to have a coffee up here and hike back down the mountain. Almost back to the truck now. So if you're still with me, thanks for joining. I really appreciate it. I hope you enjoyed this adventure as much as I did. And if you feel like it, go ahead, subscribe. Hit the subscribe button. I appreciate each and every single subscriber. Hopefully, I'll see you on the next adventure.